You are live! I don't have my hat on. It doesn't work. Let's view on YouTube. And we're going to get feedback because I need to turn the speaker off. And it's muted. And pop out chat and share and copy. And then just go to Twitter. YouTube, we are now live. And select all and copy and tweet. What's up, Vince? You want to hop in here? Do I still have it or did I click out? Nope, I didn't. Invite, copy, paste. Anybody want to hop in? They're more than welcome to. I'm going to need help with this because it's not working. I'm not sure if it's the board's just burnt. Like, I had a feeling it might be, which is why I waited so long and I should have just done it, but oh well. Or if I did something wrong, which is also highly possible. I mean, it is me, but I kind of think the board's dead because everything works, but get changed out of uniform. No, we want to see you in your uniform. Yeah, whatever. Discard. So anyway, yeah. I'm not gonna bother with Facebook. Oh, maybe I will. Facebook. Let's see if there's anybody over there that wants to come hang out. 3D printing, friendly 3D printing. Gotta get more people. You guys all got to start visiting friendly 3D printing on Facebook and start posting there and start using it. Because the main 3D printing group, I've been posting like videos and stuff too, and I'm just not even going to bother anymore. Just not even gonna bother anymore. Oops, I posted the wrong damn thing. Delete post. Delete. Ah, crap. I don't have the YouTube view on YouTube. View on YouTube. Kill the sound. Share. Copy. Make that go away. In here, Command B. Wait for the preview to pop up. And there we go. Post. Let's see if I do it in they've like screwed up the whole groups on Facebook with the last update. It's totally screwy. I wish they'd let me assign in what order they show up in my little sidebar here. And the whole group thing is just screwy. I'll use it. I'll do it in the 3D printing community too. No, I have turned off autocorrect on my computer, and I still screw up. And I have it highlighted still. It still I still have it sensing misspelled, but I don't have it auto correcting, and it's way better that way. way better that way. Way better. Way better. So, I have this thing all wired up and put together. And none of the accesses move. None. Everything else works. Fans all work. Heaters heat up. Thermistors all working. Everything works but the motors. And I'd gone through it all and looked at all and double checked everything. And, all that good stuff. And nothing. It's just dead. So, it could be, hey, Jim, how is life? It could be me. I don't think it is, because I kind of walked through everything during the last hour or 2 hours now, walking through everything, and I don't see anything I did wrong. And it's not even like they grind or anything. They do nothing. Let me try it without the pie and see if I can just get it to move and access. Not that you guys can see the screen, but if I tell it to move motion, and I don't want to. Let's try Z first. Move axis in 1 millimeter segments. None. It's doing none. Let's try Y in 1 millimeter segments. None. No movement. They're all plugged in. They're all wired up. I checked the wiring against none. I mean, it's not even going, it's not doing anything. I'm pretty sure I did it, you are. Now you had to ask. I mean, everything else is working. Fans all work. Thermistors all work. I don't know. I never had this problem before. They usually at least grind or make noises or do something. And I double checked it. I just watched Chris Riley's setup again of the 2209s on the 1.4. He's got like 3 of them. Basically, they're the same. And one of them was the SK Go, which I watched that one too, and everything matches, and my firmware seems right. I could have missed something. Wouldn't be the first time. I will be the first one to admit that I did something wrong, but 2209s. It's all Big Tree Tech. It was all, now this is the one. This is the board. Same board that, 6 months ago? I plugged it in for the first time, and no, because if the fuses are bad, then the lights wouldn't light up. And the beds wouldn't heat up. And the, thermistors wouldn't work and something else. Because most of the fuses are for the main board and for the heaters. And actually, I think on this one, it's the main board and then just the bed heater is the other one. So if it didn't if the motion wouldn't work, the main board wouldn't even light up if it was a fuse. The bed is the other fuse. There's only the 2 fuses on it that I know of. And again, I could be wrong, but I believe that's what they're for. Hey, let's look on the little sheety thing here. I have the little sheety thing here with the layout. And then I need these here glasses things because I'm old and blind. But if I remember correctly, if it'll even say, it doesn't even say, it just says fuse 1 and fuse 2. And then it says USB right next to it, which is way the hell over there. Then 12 volt ground, 12 volt, 24 volt ground. That's all it says, 12 or 24 volt and ground on the fuse. It's a 1.4. It's not a turbo. I don't think, is it? No, it's not. I know it's not. Yeah, it's just a 1.4. It's not the turbo. It's the same damn thing, just 100 millimeter, 100 milliwatts or whatever instead of 120 and a slightly different board. Now, this is the one that burned up. It didn't burn up. The driver burned up on it. The driver burned up before anything was plugged into it. It literally was sitting here just like it is now. It wasn't even wired to a motor. It was just sitting here. I was testing because when I assemble one of these, I hook the power up, turn it on. Hook my fans up, turn it on, make sure they all work. Hook the thermistors up, turn it on, make sure they're all reading. Hook the bed and the hot end up, turn them on, make sure they're all reading. I did turn TMC debugging on, which I have no idea how to even access. I think I turned it on. Let me put it that way. I will look in a minute. I wonder if I can do it through the menu. You know, when it first started up, because I didn't have EEPROM on at first, and when I first started it up, the EEPROM came up and gave me all kinds of errors and said, just clear it. So I cleared it. And I just erased it. And I'm wondering if it erased everything. Can't use Printerface. I'm on a Mac. Printerface sucks on a Mac. I have the Pi hooked up to it, which I'm going to play with later. With the Pi, I can do anything with the Pi that I can do with the Mac. Here, I'll fire it up. And then we can do it through the Pi. Because I don't read anything Printerface up. Printerface for the Mac sucks. They haven't, the last 4 updates, they never updated for the Mac. I mean, it works. I shouldn't say it works. Then I got to run a cable to it and everything. Not happening. M119 is that I do know because I did it. What the hell is M119? Did something. Oh, that's the switches, which are correct. They are not triggered, I don't think. And even if they are triggered, it should let you go away. It won't let you home, but it'll let you move away. I've restarted it too. The Pi's up and running. Let's open a new window so I don't make the whole thing go away. And go to the console, buffers. Wish they'd let me expand this. The only thing I don't like about Repetier is I can't expand the command window out. Let me share the screen here. Share screen. Everything. Why not? I'm going to chat over here so I can sort of read it. And put that over there and go back to this. And what does this all say? Start. Here's false, whatever that is. DTR. DTR true. Round firmware. File transfer. Move progress. Print jobs 1. Auto level 0. Run out 0. Z probe 0. Toggle light 0. It's the M1 one. All right, make sure the. Yep, they're all open. So that's right. And I believe M119. If I push one, it's triggered. So, and I know they all work because I tested them already. Yeah, I agree. I've already had one burned up. But I'll tell you what, I've had more problems with that stupid frickin' duet. It's not. No, I do not have sensorless homing on. I don't want sensorless homing. That's why it allows me to trigger the switch. But I read all about that too. I had to turn all that off. And I snipped the pins. So, I don't know. But usually when it's like, if something's wired wrong or a jumper's wrong or something's wrong, you still get that, noise. Not even doing that. Nothing. No motor is spinning. Yeah, let's open the. Maybe Mr. Chris Riley will pop in. I sent him a private message on Twitter and said, dude, I didn't say I needed help. Then he'd be like, no, I can't go. I need to stay away from that crazy dude. Configuration H. Let's go to drivers, right? And find drivers. Stall guard. Am I in configuration H or advanced? No, I'm in H. Drivers. Let's go to the top. Stepper drivers. TMC 2209s. 2209s. Require stall guard capable triametric drivers. See, sensorless homing is not on. Enable Z safe. Z homing only after X and Y and stepper driver still enabled. Never adders time. I will need X and Y homing again before Z homing. No, I don't want that. I don't have that on. Well, Z homing only after that's the same thing. Available. Skip auto detect and force. Advanced is where the TMC crap is, right? No, the stall guard isn't on. DNP. Showed off. Show me everything. Go to the top. Why don't you just go to the top? What the hell did I do? See stepper drivers. Yeah, it's not triggered. I triggered it to make sure it was triggering. So it should be in UART mode, right? The stall guard isn't isn't set. 2209. Or 22 numbers can be used the same serial port with hardware configure address using I don't think I have to touch any of this, do I? I don't know. What did M122 say? What does that do? M122. Testing X, Y, Z, E, all okay. I didn't have any problems. I had one go bad and they replaced it right away. I had one in the Max Micron, which I sold. Works fine. This board was originally in the Pumpkin King when I was building the Pumpkin King originally, and it blew the stepper driver. Like literally, when I powered it up. I was, just sitting here testing it. Not even literally, there was not even a stepper wired to it, and it just smoked it for no apparent reason. And so I kind of laid it back. I had an MKS Gen L use that, which has worked beautifully without a problem. And I got tired of the duet on this thing because it keeps erroring and screwing up and dying. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it other than me. Why are you going to have to buy four 988s? What's wrong with I would use like 2208s or 2209s for everything now. What the hell would you even bother for anything else for? I've had no problems with the MKS Gen L in the 2209s or 2208s in it. The only reason I went to the 2209s when I got this one was because it was only like $5 more for the 2209s and supposedly run cooler. I was just like, why not? They're the latest, greatest, and blah blah blah. If I didn't own all the extra steps you have to go to, I probably would have stayed with the MK the 1.3 with the 2208s because it's just an easier setup. You can put them in standalone mode and they run quiet. You don't have to deal with anything. You set the pot instead of trying to do UART and set amps through the firmware, which I know everyone thinks is so great, but honestly, I'd rather mechanically set my power and be done with it. I don't have to worry about it in firmware. I don't have to worry about dealing with it. I just don't have to worry about anything. somebody else streaming. I only did this because I waited and no one else started streaming. Let's see. Well, I'm guessing that M122 is testing the TMC drivers, correct? Which they're saying okay. So there's got to be something stupid I'm doing in firmware or software driver enable. Used for drivers that do not have a dedicated enabling pin, but rather handle the same function through a communication sign, such as SPN or UART, which that's what it is. X, Y, Z, and E. Yeah, I was kind of watching that. Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I don't see any damage anywhere. There was nothing wrong with it. You know, I looked over the whole board and waiting, you know, because if you smoke something, you usually see like a burn mark or, I mean, not that it isn't possible something else went wrong that you can't detect. It is 12 volt. Motor driver status. So there's all the clear stepper driver over temp orders. Report stepper driver over temp. Set or get motor current in milliamps using port values if no access. Well, let's try M906 just for giggles and see what happens. 1008. So that's right. I kick up the Z because I got a single motor driving both screws, and it's a 48 millimeter motor. It's a big ass motor. So again, they should run. Even if they're underpowered or overpowered, they should still spin. And there's nothing. I'm getting no spin at all. Hybrid threshold, that's all millimeters per second, that's all right. If I go over 100 millimeters a second in acceleration, it'll frickin' go into the loud version. No sensorless homing. It's not on. Jumpers are all in there the way they're supposed to be. I just don't know why it's not spinning. Why would I have a second serial port enabled? There's no second serial port. Yeah. All there is the USB. There's no other. What other serial port would be enabled? There's no other serial port. Why would I want to enable a second serial port? There is no second serial port. What would be a second serial port? Never seen anyone else enable a second serial port 5.1, which I know is right. We did PID tune it, which worked fine. You think? How come nothing says anything about that? Nowhere in here have I heard anything about that or have I seen anyone else do that. I mean, what would you set it to? I've never seen anyone have to enable second serial port for the TMC drivers. I don't believe you, but I can't hurt to try, I guess. Can't hurt to try. But I have never seen anybody use the second serial port. I've never seen that. And that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because I didn't have to do that with my other one. Although I didn't use 2209s, I used 2208s, and they were in standalone mode. Yeah, I gotta bring this up so I can actually see it. And just hit go. Let it build. And then load onto the disk. And it aired out. Telling me the second serial port is useless. That's the only thing I've changed. Serial port pins 2 conflict with E-stepper pins. So, nope. It's -1, right? No, no. Again, I watched lots of videos and none of them say to do that. Not that I've ever seen. Nobody that I know is set up a second serial port. Let's do a search. Automatic driver, stealth chop, 2209. Yes. UART1 requires an interrupt cable pin. Install from Arduino, install from Zipfire, wiring, SPC. What did you just pop in? It's events. What's up, events?
Yes, it is. All right. My Big Tree Tech E3 dip, the configuration file has like defined serial port 0, and then a little bit further down it has like a defined serial port 2 as -1. But that was for the E3 series. big tree tech E3 dip.
Why am I getting your background noise? Do you have the video playing in the background?
Yeah, I was trying to move the chat to a pop out and
You're like
re-enable the audio that I had muted.
You're like out of sync.
There you go, pop out chat.
That could be me though, because I'm trying to do too many things on this little shitty computer.
Well, as long as you're able to hear me.
Yeah, it's like you're going like this. La 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 la. And then, hey, how's it going?
Be surprised when my computer acts up too.
Anyway, so
I need to update my.
You're saying make this 0. I hate doing all this and not knowing.
Okay, so where you have like defined serial port. Yeah, there's 2 of them. I remember, I think on my E3, I had to define both of those.
Yeah. Set the first serial port to 2 and set the second one to 0. And then, I am on a slow-ass Mac. I'm on a slow-ass computer no matter if it was a Mac or a PC. It's old. If it was a PC, it would be just... Oh, no. Actually, it would be worse if it was PC because it probably wouldn't even be running anymore. It'd probably be in the garbage bin. So you're saying set the first one to 0 and the second one to -1?
I'm trying to look up my configuration. The way mine had read, it said serial port, define serial port 0, and then it said define serial port 2 as -1. And it says that this setting determines the communicator. See, secondary serial port on the board is used for communication with the host.
Which the host is.
So, I mean, it's hard to say if that'll help you or not.
The serial TX pin and serial RX pin to match all the drivers on the same serial port, either here or in your board's pin file. This is why I hate firmware. It just doesn't even make sense.
Now, did you define your XYZ for the right stepper that you're using?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I already clicked at the CoreXY, which wouldn't matter even that, right?
Yeah, like I said, I got to update mine to newer, updated version of Marlin. I haven't done anything since earlier this year.
The ID. There you go. TMC 2209s. XY, Z, and
Okay.
E. Well, what does the sleep shit do? It doesn't do anything. What's it? Yes, my steps per millimeter are correct. And again, that doesn't matter at this point because they're not moving at all. Steps per millimeter would just make it move too fast or too slow. It would still move. Nope, they're not showing as triggered. They are still open. So you're saying this should build right now? Looks like it is, just by opening up that serial port. Yeah, no, I did have to invert the logic on the end stops, which I figured because I keep doing this. I always set it up and leave it stock, and then troubleshoot it. I've been putting this together for like 3 days. I literally put fans on, turn it on, test the fans. End stops, turn it on, test the end stops. Freaking thermistors, turn it on, check the thermistors. Install the heaters, turn it on, check the heaters. PID tune the hot end. The last thing I do is actually hook up the motors. And it's everything's working fine other than the motors are literally doing nothing. They don't grind, they don't make noises, they do nothing. It just, you try and move it and nothing happens. It doesn't even give you an error of any kind. It just acts like it's moving and yet nothing happens. So it's something weird. Maybe this communication thing, the more I think about it, that actually makes sense because they're not. Although if they weren't communicating, then the M122 would come up an error. So that doesn't actually make any sense. All 800.
I feel like I'm laggy.
They're all 800, but 1 amp on the Z because it's a bigger motor and it's carrying both screws. I left them at stock 800. And again, at 800, it may not be enough, but it will move. You'll hear it, you'll hear something. It literally does nothing. It makes no noise, does nothing. You spin the wheel and nothing happens. Yeah, no, M112 or M122 shows all connected, shows all correct. So I doubt this communication thing is the issue, but we'll give it a shot just for giggles. I mean, it can't really hurt. Can it? I can't even think the board's bad because everything's connecting and saying it's working.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, but if the board was bad, I mean, more than likely, and I'm guessing because I'm no electronic or, the mechanics, the frame, the motion, I'm good. Making motors go round and round, I'm good. But actually making it hook up and telling it how to do it, I'm terrible at. No, it just says connected. It doesn't give you zeros or anything. It just says connected. It just says X connected, Y connected, Z connected, E connected. That's all it tells you when you do the M122. Doesn't give you zeros or Fs or anything. It just says connected or not connected. If they're connected, that means the board's good. Lagging. It should be sending it juice. It's seeing the driver. It's seeing it's there. It's sending in the signal. So either the drivers are bad, which I highly doubt all 4 of them are possible, but I doubt it. I mean, one of them burned up initially, so Vince just magically disappeared. And he's back again. Dude, it's funny. You're all you're kind of max headrooming. So
I know it's lagging.
Not even like you moved and disappeared. You just disappeared, and then you were back.
I was timing the lag.
You timed it perfectly, man.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one seeing the lag, or is it going through on the broadcast too? Oh, there he goes again. I saw his shoulder this time though. It's still computing. You know what? We'll fire this thing up. Pi is still running, so it'll hook back up. It doesn't need the card to run. It's already seeing the Pi. So let's go here, and I can show you Lamacar. And it's all connecting. Hit the console, and you type in that was an M122. You just get connected. M122 S1, whatever that's going to do. Connected. It just says connected. That's all it gives you. Thermal protection is on. Like this. Jobs, prints. Doesn't do anything for you. Just says connection okay. That's all it says. There's no zeros or F's. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming it would just give you a bunch of F's instead of a connection, or ones, or I don't know. This is where I'm completely clueless about this kind of crap. That's why I almost kind of just want to go back to a Gen L. If I do a Gen L with 2208s standalone, I don't have to worry about any of this freaking UART weird crap. I know how it works. I make it work. Everything work so I can upload it. Why did it fail? Why did I get a fail? Success.
Well, I would say my dealings with anything with the Big Tree Tech is between Marlin and stuff. You need to have the current bug fix, the current config, or whatever that would work, because things got changed.
Yeah,
so I need to recompile before I can put the new.
There's nothing wrong with the firmware. I mean, it works in general. The only thing it's not doing is moving, which more than likely is either the board is cooked or I burned something up, which is anything's possible. Anything is possible. I'm going to reset it. I have to read the SD card. Make sure everything is loaded. And it's all up and running, so the thing should see it. Let's reload this just to double check. Everything's still connected. Everything's loaded. Let's try and move something. None. No sounds, no noises, no nothing. It's not even doing anything. That's what's weird. You know, normally you get like a grinding noise or, you know, you get some kind of indication of what the hell's going on. It's not doing anything. No, it's all done. I just loaded it. It's all loaded and ready to go, and it's still not doing anything. Mm. And 122, that's for the thingies. Yep. I mean, there's no reason that it's not moving at all. That I can find. Firmware stop. You can only send the host and shell. What? What did that say? Firmware stop. You can only send host and shell commands until you hit emergency stop or restart. Eventually, running print is stopped. Ugh, I hate it when it keeps scrolling stuff while I'm trying to read it. Running print is stopped. Error. Printer halted. Kill called. Firmware stopped. You can only send host and shell commands until you hit emergency stop or restart the printer. Okay. Not doing anything. Toggle lights. Help support. Airframe SB status. Baby steps are 0. Chamber temperature. There's no chamber. There's no reason that I can see. No way to verify motor end of the cable. Cables are built into the motors. Yep. I double checked those a long time ago. There's only the one jumper with the 2209s. And I double checked that against Mr. Chris Riley and Teaching Tech, and they both said the same thing. And it's the one jumper, and it's on, I don't know, the third or fourth one down. And again, even when a jumper's off, because I've done that before, you still get something. It gives you like weird errors and does stuff. It doesn't just act like everything's fine and not do anything. It gives you some kind of error. I haven't tried the heat bed heat yet. Will the heat bed heat up? You know the hot end does. I know one thing I'm gonna have to do is set the heater bed. I did plug it back in, right? Yeah. It's increasing slowly. I have a feeling I'm gonna get a warning already though, because the heat bed won't heat up fast enough for the stock Marlin. I know. I've had that problem before. Now I can't remember where that is. Somewhere in the advanced. Heat. Somewhere it tells you amount of time. I can't remember what the hell it's called. Temp watch 20 seconds. Increase 2 degrees. have a feeling I'm about to change this to like a minute. Yeah, right here. I'm going to leave it for now. This one heats up a hell of a lot faster than that one does. That one I had to reset it to literally like a minute because to get it above anything over 40 takes forever on that ain't it piece of crap bed. It's the first thing. The next thing I have to replace on it. Pretty much the only thing left stock is the bed. On that. Anyway. I'm not finding anything that needs that. I don't know. If I put it in standalone, I gotta do like welding and soldering on the frickin' stepper chip, which that ain't happening. Oh boy. I suppose I could yank the 2208s out of the Janelle. Do I have any? I think I sent all my other stepper drivers to. I had a bunch of 4988s and crap.
You just have to make sure all your jumper settings are correct for whatever you put in.
Yeah, they are. I double and quadruple checked that because I checked that against Chris Riley and Teaching Tech, and they both said the same thing, and it's in the right spot. I like freaking eyeballed it because actually this board looks different too because like underneath the stepper driver where the jumpers are, on the older ones that those guys show the video, there's like a red row and a black row, and mine's all black. There is no red row. I'm not getting any errors yet, and everything seems to be heating up. Bed's actually heating up pretty fast, 30 at 45 degrees. So that's all working. So I can shut that off. The fan works. Wait until you hear this. Because it's a 5-volt fan. Can you hear that?
Yep.
I gotta switch that out. The hot end fan is also a 5-volt fan, I believe. And it is not on anymore. I think I burned it out. Or did I unplug it? Oh, I unplugged it. Unplugged because it's a 5-volt fan too. Because the Duet has a 5-volt pin where you can flip everything over to 5 volts. So you don't have to use 12 or 24-volt fans. You can use all 5-volt fans. Which I forgot about. Because when I first plugged them all in and I was testing all the fans, I'm like, these are freaking loud. I'm like, why are they so loud? And I just thought about it this morning. I was streaming this morning and I went, holy crap, it just occurred to me why the fans are so loud. They're all 5-volt fans. Not 12. So I got to wire in the other 12-volt fan. But not going to bother if the board's toast. So I'm not worried about any of that shit yet. But the I got to get the motion to move. Something has to move. So let's see.
I think I'm going to bounce out because I keep dropping, so I'm going to reboot. My computer's been on for about a week straight, if not longer.
Oh,
I'm going to reboot it to refresh it because something's causing me some lag.
Yep, that's why I shut mine off every night
on my phone. But
I shut it off multiple times a day. I don't leave my computer on no more. As my supercomputer scientist brother said, the only way to hack a computer is if it's on. If it ain't on, they can't hack it.
Well, see, I can remotely get into mine when I want to retrieve stuff to send to myself.
Is somebody else streaming?
Yeah, I got some kind of a lag, so I figured if I reboot, see if that clears up my bottlenecking.
Freaking we're cocky streaming. Well, I'm gonna kill it anyways, then go over to his. He's probably playing games. Anyway, later, guys. Thanks for trying. Unsuccessfully. It's got to be. So I'm guessing it's something I'm doing, because otherwise there'd be some kind of error. Where smoke would be pouring out of it or something.
Yeah, I mean, if the stepper drivers aren't going, and you're not getting an error message.
Yeah, and they're connected. I mean, I've got the whole thing, and it says.
So really, I mean, outside of just stripping everything down to the outside of stripping down to the basic board and then just start from scratch.
Yeah, but it's not. I doubt it's hardware. Again, I could see one of them being unplugged or a wire missing or something. But even then, if you have a wire out, it's still going. Even if you drop one wire, right, you still get that pulse. All four are, you know, 3 of the 4 have to be disconnected to not at least get a pulse. I'm literally getting nothing. So either the stepper drivers themselves are bad, which is possible, but again, all 4 of them.
I've heard.
Anyways, I'm gonna end it.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to bounce up the boot.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm heading over to War Cocky's to see what he's up to. Everyone go over to War Cocky's stream. Later.